Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. This is another part to my What If Kennedy Midoriya had psylocke powers. I'm gonna run a couple informations down just to clarify some things. The ship in this one will be Shinzo. You know that mind. You know that guy that could control people with his mind, and she's technically not going to be a vigilante, but the heroes will label her as a vigilante because um, she goes over bad people. Her clan has a very strict rules of don't hurt the innocent and don't kill women that carrying a child. They're strict rules. They go after bad people like that. So they never take jobs that goes against their code of honor. All right, and the last part I did, she threw the EMP grenade. I'm just saying the building has like a backup for their backup. So get that little thing I messed up on that. After I was thinking about it, I was like, I totally did the EMP grenade, and I was thinking, yeah, there's no way in hell the lights would come on back up because let's just say the EMP grenades shuts off the electricity for a certain amount of time. Doesn't totally fry everything. So let's just say it had a backup generator to their backup. So because they use that building for training. So that's one of the things they use during training. Cut off lights and simple tactics. Okay, enough of me rambling on about this. I want to get this episode up because I have to go to work in like 30 minutes. So I'm going to try to get this done. I'd be at it's 4:09 now, and I have to be at work at 5, so I have to leave my house between 4:50 something like that. It takes me 10 minutes to get to work. So, all right, let's continue our story. As Momo and Kinde get back to Momo's place, and she's like, "Mother, I'm home," and Mrs. Nairozu was like, "Oh, you're back. I hope nothing happened." And she's like, "Nothing happened, Mom. I had Kennedy today. I had fun time." As Kennedy, yes, we had a fun time. As they go up to her room and she with all her clothes, and Kennedy has a couple outfits that Momo was very insistent about her buying. She's like, she was going to buy it for her, but Kennedy's like, no, I'll buy it. If you're so pushy about it. So deep down, Kennedy had actually a good time. She's just not used to being around other people without, killing people. So human interaction is not her strong point. So as Momo's like, sit down, Kennedy. I was like, okay, why? Let's sit down. Now she's like behind her, brushing hair. And she's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm brushing your hair. Your hair is very beautiful. You should, take care of it. It's like, I wish I had, as straight hair as you, just doing, girl talks, stuff like that. So it's just after a couple hours, brushing her hair, and she's like, "All right, Momo, I think I need to get going. Mom was probably worrying for me. I have some things to take care of." She's like, "All right, can we hang out again?" And Kenji's like, "Yeah, we'll definitely hang out. Give me a call when you're free, and we'll judge by how my schedule works." Sorry, something popped up my phone. As she leaves, she says goodbye to Kennedy, not Kennedy, Momo's mother. She, hugs her, thank you for coming over. I hope you come, she's like, I hope you come over again. And Kennedy's like, yeah, again. I think I will. I'll call, ahead of time and see if, Momo's is free. As she leaves the manor, as she calls her driver, she's like, it's me, Kennedy. I'm ready to get picked up. They're like, yes, miss. As they pull up in, a unmarked car. It's black, so, black tint windows, all that stuff. It's like, as the driver, opens the door for her, and it's like, here you go, miss. As Kennedy, sits down, and she's like, so, Miss Kennedy, did you have fun? And she's like, Yes, I actually did. She's a little, the daughter of Yararozu's, she's a little too friendly, touchy, but she's a, she's a kind girl, down to it. I like her. I could see me, her, being friends, being close friends, and hanging out with her occasionally when I'm not doing anything for our clan. It's like, yeah, I'm happy to hear that. Your mother will be very, happy because she worries about you. Sometimes you're not very good with people, and Kennedy laughs because she's talked to this driver before. They have a close bond, stuff like that. As they get to the front gate, to their they drive to Kennedy's um, complex, or the clan complex, the manor to their clan. As she gets out of the car, she's like, "Hope you having a nice rest of your day, miss." Like, yeah, I will. As she goes through, gets into the building, as she knocks on her mother's door, Lulu. She's like, "Who is it?" "It's me, mother." "Oh, come in. You're back." "Yeah. So how was it? Did you have fun, Louis?" And she's like, "Yeah, I actually did. Thank you for pushing me to do this. I think me and her will get along just fine. I plan to continue hanging out with her when I have free time, when I'm not doing any more jobs or training with you, mother." And she's like, "All right, dear. Why don't you it's nighttime, so get that out of the way. Like, why don't you wash up, eat some dinner, turn into bed. We're going to start your upgrade. We're going to we're going to increase your training in the morning. Then we'll have you go on a job that we received in a couple days after training." So as she goes, eats, gets dressed for bed, she sleeps. She gets nightmares about how Ingo died because she was there. As she wakes up, heavy breathing, she's like, as Lulu, she was kind of screaming a little bit. As Lulu rushes over. He's like, "Are you right, daughter?" She's like, "Yeah, mother, I'm fine. It's the nightmare again." And she's like, "All right, sweetheart, why don't you come sleep with me tonight?" So it's still middle of the night. So she sleeps with her mother, her adopted mother, because her father killed her mother. But this is small pause. This is going to be like a little bit of a revenge story. So I don't know how bad I'm going to do Asashi when she finally finds him, but it's going to be quite brutal. So let's continue our story. As she gets up the day, and Lulu's like, "All right, dear, time to get breakfast and get your training gear on." As she eats breakfast and gets her training gear on, as her mother hands her, they walk to the training field on their property. It's like, "All right, daughter, here." And she throws a blindfold. It's like, "Today we're going to work on your future sight." I forget what it was called. Whatever. I mentioned that before, but she has a future sight where she could predict future events. But she could also, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this into her fighting style, so make it a lot more cool. So, as she puts her blindfold on, as Lulu says, "All right, attack." As she hears the swords coming through because of the wind pressure, as she's seeing future events, as she's dodging them, disarming them, as she disarmed all of them, as Lulu goes in to attack, as they clash blades, and she's like, "Huh, good daughter. Now concentrate." As she blisters, she vanishes from the front to back, as she's going to go for a backswing to Kennedy. As she maneuvers her hand behind her and blocks the blade, as she jumps and does a kick her straight in the face, as she goes flying to against the wall, and she's like, she clapped her hands and she's like, "All right, dear, that's that's quite impressive. I think we've done enough for today. If we go any further, one of us might actually die. So, she's laughing. And it's like, Mother, did I hurt you? And she's like, no, dear. I'm a lot tougher than you think. I've been doing this for quite a long time. Come on, let's go, let's go get a cleanup. As they go get, clean up put all their weapons where they belong, and she put away her training suit. And she's like, Kennedy, dear, meet me in my office 5 minutes. I got a new job for you, considering you wanted to do this. So we're going to give you your second job today. As she does that, goes to the office. Oh, daughter, good. Sit down. All right, now, this is how we're going to explain this job. You simply target, she has pictures of all the villains that are, she's targeting. She's like, all right, dear, these are the people you need to kill. There's 4 of them that she needs to kill. She's like, they have minor thugs. Their well-being's not my concern. It's these 4 people that I want dead. I want their heads chopped off, all of them. And she's like, all right, Mother, what's the background of the group? And she's like, they're just a little tag gang, some low-tier villains again. They mostly deal with trafficking and drugs, mostly. Occasionally, they do other stuff, but they've hurt a lot of people, kidnapped a lot of women and children. And they've released a drug. It's quite brutal. It hooks the first time you use it, it hooks you. So they get business like that. Addicts. I want you to kill these 4 men, and burn that place to the ground. As Kennedy's like, very well, when will the operation begin? Tonight. So, enjoy the rest of your day. Meet me in the briefing room in around 8 o'clock. So she spends her day studying, schoolwork and stuff like that. As Momo calls her, it's like, Kennedy, hi, it's Momo. It's like, oh, Momo, what can I do for you? I just wanted to call you and thank you for hanging out with me. And are you busy tomorrow? And she's like, I don't know yet, but I'll call you tomorrow and see, if I have any plans. I got to talk to Mother about it. And she's like, okay, hope to hear from you soon. So they hanged up. Now, I wasn't going to ship them together. I know a lot of people think I was, but no, I wasn't going to do that in this one. This is more of a friendship type of deal. It's not like they're going to be close, but not too close for any romantic feelings towards each other. So, as we continue, as the rest of the day progressed until it's like 7 o'clock, 7:30, it's like, all right, dear, come to my office or the briefing room. As she briefs on the building, they have it's just an abandoned building. It's like, all right, this is the building. This is the blueprints like normal. We had scouts, scout the building. There's not much traffic going along. They haven't increased their men. So the 4 targets are definitely there. There's about maybe 5, 6 of the grunts. You could kill them if you want, but their life is not important to us, is these 4 individuals. As she explains their quirks, their quirks are not important. They're really sucky quirks. So as that continues, sorry. As she gets ready, she gets on her gear. She gets to the location where she's supposed to be at to begin her mission. As she's just using her binoculars to check out the building. It's just out of habit for her, because her mother always told her to be prepared. Always, nothing goes as according to plan, because assassinations could, things can happen. So as she's like, oh, very well. She's looking, it's like, all right, everything's good. All the intels are correct. And her mother calls her on the earpiece. She asks, sweetheart, begin the operation. And she's like, yes, Mother. As she kills, she straight up, she slashes both the guards at the doorway the front of the door into the building. She slices their heads off cleanly. She camouflage, then uncamouflage, and swipes her head, chopping both their hands. Their hands off, their heads off. As she begins killing the other, thugs that they have hired for security. As she's going back and forth, killing from each room, and she gets to the main room. She's camouflaged, so she's listening to their conversation, like, huh. It's like, all right, we got our. So how is the new product coming along? It's going quite well, actually. We'll be doubling our numbers in a week or so. And she's like, especially how, our competitors have, were magically disappeared for some reason. They're talking about Kennedy's first mission. They were competitors against them. They do kidnappings and they deal with drugs and stuff like that. It's like, it's very odd that they up and vanish. Very odd indeed. I don't feel right about that. As Kennedy begins. She decloaks. As they're like, "Who the hell are you?" And she doesn't talk to him. She just straight up use her creates psychic energy blades. The psychic energy in knives. As she kills two of them instantly. As the other ones dodge that attack. Like, damn it! I don't know who you are, but you're dead. As more of their goons show up, firing their automatic weapons, as she unleashes a shield, protecting herself, she's like, huh, you're going to have to do a lot better than that, lowlifes. As she begins using her Scion blasts, killing several of the goons, as they were trying to fall back, as she cloaks, as she infuses her katana with energy, with her psychic energy, as she stabs one of her targets. I think I said there's 3 or 4. Let's just say there's 4. As she stabs one of her other targets in the stomach. As they're like, what the hell? As she pulls out her blade, then slices his head off. As she goes and is like, shoot everything. I want her dead. As they're flying around random spots, so she decloaks and cloaks again. It's the pattern, just to freak them out, because you can't. They're having a hard time, finding something that you can't see. So Kennedy, as the last, she Stallion blasts all the rest of the goons in cloak form, in camouflage form, as she grabs the last target that she has, grabbing him and slicing his throat by chopping his head off. As she begins setting charges all over the building. As she, I know she missed a couple of the heads, so she slices their heads off. The rest of them, that was her target, because she didn't slice off the other 2. So she collects the heads and set up plastic explosions or C4, something around that line. Not really sure what to do, but type of explosions. As she leaves, she jumps out the building and detonates. As the building go in fire, it explodes a lot because they have chemicals and they make drugs, so there'll be drug labs down there. So as the fire goes out of control, burning, and she's like, huh, damn it, that's a little too loud. I need to leave the area. As she has the heads, as she gets to the rendezvous point for extraction, as they get her transportation, she's like her mother's smiling. She's like, excellent daughter, excellent. You're becoming very effective, my sweetheart, like my dear. She's like, I know, I'm glad I worked hard in my training, and I'm glad it's going all together. I just can't wait to find that bastard. And she's like, I know, sweetheart. I know you want to kill that bastard as much as I do. We'll find him. He can't hide forever. Kennedy's talking about her father. She wants to kill him bad for killing Inko, for her birth mother. And she's like, Kennedy, not Kennedy, sorry. Lulu touches his shoulder. She's like, you need to calm down, dear. I know. She's like, I was a little girl, mother. That bastard killed her, killed my other mother in front of me when I was just a little girl. I want him dead. I don't want him dead. I want him dead, but I want to torture him as well. It's, they're having a touching moment. She's trying to calm her daughter down. She's like, it's all right, sweetie. I might not be your birth mother, but I love you nonetheless. To me, you are my daughter. And Kenny's like, I love you as a mother too. You're my mother. That will never change, regardless if we're not directly related through blood. So as they get back to the base, she's like, very good job, sweetheart. Why do you clean up? And we could, you need to take a couple days to yourself. Maybe, hang out with that Momo girl. She's like, yeah, Momo called me earlier today, and she wanted to hang out again. She's like, why don't you do that, sweetheart? It will even you out. Keep you yin-yang, keep you even. Too much violence will affect, your mind. You need a reliever. So she gets cleaned up, and goes to sleep. And we're going to probably stop it here, because this is going to be a shorter episode. My apologies, but I have to be work pretty soon. So hope you guys have a good day and night, judging by time zones.